Welcome back. I'm your host, Kayla Daly, and this is Show and Tell. Today's show review is on the season finale of Fox's 911 TV series. Joining me today is Hunter Drinkard. How are you, Hunter?
I'm wonderful. Thank you again for having me.
Good. So we are going to review the episode A Whole New You. So unfortunately, this past episode, Abby's mom, Patricia, has passed away. And it really took a toll on Abby.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really actually trying to figure out when she was gonna die. Because I felt like Abby's role was really kind of based around her mom and the Alzheimer's disease and everything like that.
Yeah, I think, as bad as it is to say, I think for the show, it was time. Because, Abby was caught up dealing with her mom. She wasn't ready for a relationship. It was kind of hindering her work.
Right.
So I think for the show and for Abby's life, it was time.
It was time. It was time.
And her mom was in the end of her life, she was kind of suffering. Right. We saw in the last episode, she wasn't really herself. She didn't know who Abby was at some point. So. Yeah,
she slapped the taste out of Abby on the last episode.
Yeah, she did.
I was like, dang, Patricia.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Abby can be incorporated in a new way, hopefully in season 2. So is anyone else, I'm so proud of Buck and just the man that he's becoming. He's really showing me a lot of glimpses of what he can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think especially in this episode, we kind of see, being at the season finale, we see the full transformation from him in the first episode, when he was hooking up with some girl in his fire truck, to now when he is in this stable relationship. He's basically moved in with Abby to take care of her after her mom's passed away. So I'm really proud of him too. I think it's really good for the show too, because I think people want Abby. I know I want Abby and Buck to be together.
Yes, they are so cute, and I'm just really happy about them finally getting together. I didn't think the writers were going to actually put them together, and it was just kind of like a tease for us. But I'm so glad they were able to write that in. So 911, what's your emergency? Well, we got a Ginger out cold. The psychic reading. This guy in sleep paralysis.
See, this is why I don't go to no psychic, because I would do this and something like this would happen to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is passed out. They get there and they check his vitals. Can't find any vitals, so they say he's dead. Well, we as the audience get to hear him saying, "Look, I'm not dead.
Right.
I'm still alive."
I'm just like, how did he not suffocate in the bag?
Yeah. Though? Yeah. So apparently he has narcolepsy, right?
Yeah.
And had just passed out, and they took him in the body bag. He was about to get his autopsy.
Right. And the guy was just getting ready to. He was like, "Hey, I'm here. What can I do? What can I do?" And then all of a sudden, I see his eyeball move. And then his arm was just like, "Hello, coroner," I would have cut his arm off still. I was like, how did he pass out? How can you pass out when you see a dead person wake up?
Yeah. And what's cool about this is apparently this show, I read this, is based off of true events that happened.
Yeah.
So the fact that this really happened is crazy. And like you said, the coroner, he had the saw in his hands, was getting ready to cut, and
right.
Yeah, he passed out when the guy woke up.
And then his leg ended up getting cut. And Henrietta was like, don't you want to wear some kind of disorder identification? And he was just like, well, death becomes him. And every time that he dies and comes back alive, he says that he becomes a different person. There's some people that need to die and wake back up and become different people. I can name some right now, but we're not gonna go there.
We don't have time.
We're not gonna get there.
No, but I think he needs to start wearing a bracelet or something, because next time he's not gonna be so lucky, and they're gonna start cutting on him.
Yes.
And he's really gonna be
He's
dead.
really gonna be dead. Throwing dirt over him, ceremony.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. So leave it to Buck to find an imposter, to find his imposter. The guy that they found that was pretending to be him on social media. That's insane. And then he ended up dying.
Yeah.
And they found him bloated. He looked like a rotten chicken pot pie. Like, it was disgusting.
He was gross. Yeah, so like you said, this guy had been posing as Buck on MySpace, I think, and like flirting with all these women. And so Buck ended up finding this guy, and he was huge. He was so bloated because he had been dead for like 10 days.
Yes.
And I think probably the grossest part of the season was when Buck decided, because Buck actually felt bad for this guy, even though he had done Buck wrong.
Yeah.
Because they were just going to carry him out of his trailer because they couldn't fit him in a body bag because he was so bloated. But Buck felt bad for him and decided to drain him out.
Juice him.
Ugh. It was gross.
Smoothie time.
No. Ugh.
So if I was the coroner, I would have been like, okay, time for me to go. I quit. Not today, Satan. Not today. Not today. Not today. I cannot do it. Cannot do it. It was absolutely gross. And then the maggots. So I have this really, I don't know, like this phobia with, which everybody should have a phobia of maggots. When I was growing up, I used to walk around barefoot a lot. And so to my grandmother, she told me, she said, Kayla, you keep walking around barefoot, you're gonna get maggots that's gonna grow out of your toes. That are gonna grow out of your toes. So that has stuck with me ever since I was a toddler, and I was like,
yeah. And there were maggots all over the place. I couldn't have handled that.
Not me. You will not catch me walking around barefoot.
But you know what? I think, like I was saying before, this shows a lot about Buck and how he's kind of it's hard because I can't decide who the main character of this show is. Yeah. Because there's so many stories about all of them. But I think in this episode, really, we saw a lot about Buck and who he's become. The way that he just stood up, for this dead man who had done him wrong. But he wanted to do right by him, so I'm proud of Buck.
It almost kind of seems like there's a main character. You won't know the main character you actually see the episode, because I've been seeing, of course, we've been seeing a lot of Buck, and we also have been seeing a lot of Athena. Yeah. Her dealing with her divorce and her children, and just trying to cope with her husband being gay. So I think we're really seeing both of them right now, and I just can't wait for the season 2. Can't wait for it. So Athena, speaking of Athena, she has been on it. She's been on it. Angela Bassett is bad. We all know this. She's bad. She's been pushing through left and right, and I'm loving it. So towards the end, we see that Athena and Bobbie, get kind of close, and he actually invites her to church. He never invites anybody to church. He hasn't even invited his firefighter friend. So where do you think that's gonna go?
I don't know. I'm a little worried about this. I don't think they would be a good couple. I don't know. I think Athena's been in her marriage so long. Yeah. And I think it's time for her to have a little fun.
Yeah.
And,
I agree.
I don't think Bobbie's that kind of guy. I think Bobbie also needs someone more like mature and stable. Right. But I don't know. I think she needs to just have fun for a little bit.
Yeah. And she said that in 2 episodes back. I just think that I agree with you. I think that Athena just needs to have fun. And we saw that in the last couple episodes, that she was, meeting guys at bars and just really having a good time. With Bobbie, Bobbie has a lot of baggage.
He has some issues.
Yeah, that he needs to work through. And I think that him being paired with Athena is just really not what she needs, and it's not what he needs either.
So producers, directors, if you're listening, season 2, don't go there.
Don't go there.
We don't want it.
We don't want that. We don't want that. So Abby is leaving, and she's going to Ireland. And so Buck is just hurt, but I respect him because he understands. Yeah. and he's really going to. Well, he said that at the end of the episode that he's going to wait for her.
Yeah.
So where do you want to see that go?
Well, I mean, obviously, we want them to be together.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Abby has just had a major event happen in her life. Her mom's died. So obviously, we have to respect her decision. So I think it's good for her to take some time, to travel or whatever. But my question is, do you think, will we see Abby in season 2? Or is this a way to cut her out of the show?
I was actually doing some research last night, and it was saying how because Connie was in another show called Nashville.
And she left that show early.
Right. Yeah. That she signed a 1-year deal with 911. And so now that Nashville, I guess, is kind of in the slow stage, or she's not on it, or whatever the case may be, they're going to try to incorporate her into season 2. But I've also read that they're going to incorporate new dispatchers. So maybe they could have it where Abby is training the new dispatchers, or hopefully promote Abby to be some kind of detective of some sort. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah, I hope she stays in the show because she's a really big part of it and a really good part of it, I think. So hopefully we'll see Abby in season 2.
Right. And I think if you were going to do a new dispatcher, maybe we shouldn't have gotten too deep into who Abby was. Because we're attached to her now.
Yeah, because you could argue that Abby's been the main character.
Yeah.
If there's been a single main character, it's definitely been Abby.
Right.
So to cut her out at this point, I think would be a big loss for the show.
Absolutely. So I think hopefully Henrietta and Karen keep it together. Karen moved back in, so it's all gravy for now. And we'll just see what season 2 brings us.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that this season has ended.
Yeah, it's been a really good show, and I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited to see more of the calls that we get and the crazy accidents and stuff. So should be a good season.
Yeah, hope so. So I'm your host, Kayla Daly. Special thanks to my beautiful guest, Hunter Drinker. This is Show and Tell. See ya.
Oh, do it.
Connor.
Good job.
Did I walk in front of something? I'm so sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
I should have.
What were we talking about?
I'll cut it out. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh my gosh, you feel so bad. It's okay. It's okay.
Blooper reel.